But for me, it's like I have days where I don't want to work Saturday. I'm like, okay, dude, if you're not 100% in, then get out. It's fine because I'd rather have you at 100, 150% than 50 half. I don't do things half-ass. That's the biggest thing, right? And so my takeaway is like if I build a team that loves being at work, that loves being here, that loves doing what they do, I feel that numbers always will pan out, which it has. I mean, I've proven that I think a little bit in my room. You know what I mean? And all my guys that I've taught is converting at a very high rate.
If you want to be successful, welcome to VIPAs, the game plan call.
The main focus of today's conversation is going to be about leadership 101 and bridging the gap between leaders and agents within our organization. So, kind of piggybacking off of the announcement that Samir just made. Um, we have decided to select someone who has exemplified, these sort of traits within our organization. Someone who has come in a very short period of time, been able to, create a large amount of impact, not only for himself, his family, but for his agents as well. So, with no further ado, if we could drop a one in the chat for Mr. Bryan Siripathane, that would be great. Bryan, how are you? Good morning, sir.
I am good. I'm nervous. I don't like to talk in front of crowds, guys. So sorry if I ain't smooth at it, but thanks for having me on. Samir kind
So,
of volunteered told me to do this last night, so I kind of have to do whatever he says. So I'm
yes.
just
There you go, man. And you'll feel a whole lot better, man, when you have, everyone else at the end of this call asking you a bunch of questions and they're all excited and pumped up and their production goes up just because of this conversation that you've had with them. So
yeah.
kudos to you, man. Just what's the saying? It's like if you're nervous on stage, just picture everyone has like no pants on or something. That's what they tell you in school or something. I don't know. I don't know. That's what they told me.
Oh
But
my
regardless,
gosh.
just so I'm not
Uh,
mistaken, you've been here since March, correct?
yeah, February 15th was my first date on actually hitting calls and stuff. So yeah. So I was
Okay.
here before that a little bit too, just trying to learn, quit my job on a limb because Harold and Samir and Long FaceTime me on a midnight chat out of nowhere. And yeah, so I didn't realize contracting would take a while and stuff like that. So I finally got the ball rolling in like mid-February. So yeah, March was my full, like true full month.
Beautiful, beautiful. And you were doing like training and stuff like that before February 15th? Or did
Yeah, so yeah, I was getting in with the training. So like they had like the training schedule at, 10, 11, 12, whoever hosts that stuff. So honestly, before that, I was just listening to people's calls. I was just jumping in those trainings. I mean, they kind of get mundane, right? But I was like, I got to really learn this shit because I don't know anything about it. And we didn't really have like a structure. Well, I didn't really have a structure at that point right there. So I kind of had to seek out help, and just figure out, how to do this, how to do that, listen to this person. And I'd ask Samir and a lot of people be like, hey, who do I listen to? Like, who does this? Who does this? And so I was very like I'm a type of guy that's not afraid to go ask for help. So that's kind of honestly worked out. So
no doubt, man. And it reflects in your production too. Did you like what your biggest month ever has been like 35, 40,000?
submitted was 54,000 in March. That was my first full month. 20,000 my first 2 weeks in February. And then
Dope.
yeah.
And you and Samir were in like tech. You guys have like a tech background
Yeah.
before this.
So yep. So before COVID, I was at Vivint. So I did actually inside sales. So I think that's kind of how it helped out is me, Jace, Aaron Cadets, a couple of these guys. We did inside sales. So I'm used to getting inbound calls and trying to, you know, build rapport and all that kind of stuff during my call and just learning how to think quick and stuff. And then I went over to tech because Samir drags everybody everywhere he goes. So I was actually there when Samir was studying for his exam. I was like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, I'm gonna go in insurance. I was like, good luck, bro. Let me know how that goes. And then sets off. And then I kind of just watched him grow and then finally took my test 6 times, failed 5 times, and finally passed on my sixth try. So
There you go, man.
yeah.
Perseverance, no matter what it takes, man. You see so many
Uh-huh.
people, that's the hardest thing to get around for a lot of folks. But then like you come to realize that most of the stuff that you even take on that test, like you never even really apply it when it comes
Yeah.
down to, actually
Mhm.
talking to clients.
Yeah.
Um, but that's real perseverance, dude. That's real
Right.
perseverance. I think that's like most people, I don't really know too many people who have passed in their first try, but here you are now.
Mhm.
You got
Yeah.
it done. So,
Appreciate it.
you did share a little bit about your background.
Uh-huh.
What led you to join our agency back in early February. So I know you obviously said Samir got you in. Did you do any like sort of R&D into the insurance? It's a
Um,
big transition, dude. That like a lot of people can probably do
yeah.
this too because you got kids, right? How many kids do you have?
Lacey and I have three. So if anyone doesn't know, Lacey's my fiance. So
Beautiful.
we have three kids, 13, two 11-year-old boys, and two dogs. They're a handful as well. But yeah, I got a busy family. So
Yeah. You guys gave up like your primary source of income to take a risk
yep.
into space. So like you had to have been like in a certain level of confidence to put that kind of risk on the line. Um,
Yeah.
what was kind of like the selling sort of point for you? Like what point did
Um,
you like, go all in on this?
Honestly, I've always been in sales since I was young. So I did Vivint for 7 years. I've done tech for 4 to 5 years. Last year, 2023, before Christmas, I got let go from Vivint. There's a lot of changes, shift in movement and stuff like that. So I got let go a week before Christmas. So that was like a hitter. And luckily, Lacey was at a really good six-figure income job. So she held me up. So honestly, without her, I wouldn't have been able to do this. So she told me just I was trying to actually be a cop before this too as well. I was like, all my family are cops, law enforcement. Let's try it while trying to study for my insurance exam. So I kept hitting up Samir. I'm like, hey, how's things going? He's like, bro, we got this thing going on. You should, check it out, get your test done. I looked at other insurance places. I almost went to go do Medicare with another buddy that, some of us know. And I was like, you know what? Samir's like built a very good foundation. I've watched him grow. And so it's still a hard decision because I still kept applying for normal six-figure jobs. I was like, I need a job with a guaranteed salary. I got three kids. I got child support. Like, dude, child support was a lot, at the end. So I had a lot of overhead still. So I was super worried about if I quit, am I going to make it in this industry? Like, how fast can I make money? Things like that. He didn't really show me a lot of stats. And then I took a job for a second. And then finally, when I was working for a job, I just got sick of corporate America. I was like, I am sick of getting paid the same goddamn salary over and over again. And I
Mm,
feel like I feel like going back to sales, I earn what I keep.
right.
And what my work does will reflect my paycheck. And that's what I've always stood on, right? I don't want to go to a job saying you're only going to make 50 grand a year. And I was barely surviving on that. Lacey luckily held us afloat and stuff. And then finally, I was like, Samir called me, like I said, one night, and it's like, "Are you ready to do this or not?" And I was really skeptical still. I was like, "Dude, like these numbers are way too good to be true. Like, I don't get how this works." And then finally, I have a big attitude of like, "Fuck it, like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? I'm ready in a shithole right now, right? What's the worst that can happen?" And if I can believe in myself, I actually put Lacey Samir and all, they put a bet on me saying like, dude, you could do this. So honestly, betting on yourself is what helps. Like I bet on myself, like, this is my only option. I'm gonna fucking do this. And I have a family depending on me. And I hope I have the right support. I feel that all these guys have had success. There's something that's going on that they're doing right to make it possible. And if I put 100% focus on it and just take that leap of faith, then fuck it, let's do it
Let's do it.
because I honestly wanted to get a job still and do it part time. And they're like, dude, this is not going to work part time. Like, it just won't. I can't produce the numbers I did working part time. It's impossible because I was like, okay, I was like, hey, can I listen to calls, see how they are first? So I did actually try to figure out like, hey, what do you do for this actual job? What actually happens on a day-to-day basis? How does a call sound? So I was able to kind of like listen to the pitch. I'm like, oh, that shit's not hard.
At
And
all.
you have inbound, like, so I don't have to call out? No. So you're telling me they just call in needing it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was doing at Vivint. That's what I did at
Yeah.
every other sales job. So I'm like, but they don't do credit checks? No. Do they got pay rate? No. Okay, fuck it. Let's go for it. And like I said, I had the mentality of this is the only thing I can do. If I don't do this, then what else? What else?
Mhm.
What else is there? And so
Mhm.
that's the mentality I had. And I just gave it 150% because doing this shit half-ass is not going to work. And everybody that's asking me, hey, how's it going? Can I do this part-time? I'm like, to be honest, no, don't even fucking try.
Yeah.
My cousin's in here. His name's Adam Khan. I think he's jumped in. He asked, can I do this part-time? I was like, no, I'm not going to tell you to do it part-time. I'm going to tell you to wait until you can save it some money. And by the way, I had $0 in my bank account, guys. I had like negative, like I'll be vulnerable. Sorry, Lace. Dude, I was negative. I was late on my car payments. I had collections. I had all this shit. So I was like, this is the only fucking thing I can do. And I'm gonna fucking do it. So honestly, that was the mentality. I just went full send. So and just trusted the process. I trusted Samir, trusted Harold, I trusted all you guys, and it paid off. So
Good Lord, dude. No risk, no reward. The true definition of that.
Mhm.
That's for sure. You talk about support too, man. Like, dude, I feel you. Like, I'm honestly, I understand
It
exactly.
was it was hard at first because
Oh,
like once I
you
got my
had a
license,
the
yeah.
craziest thing about all this though is the fact that in 2025, you have, and I'm gonna paint like flowers to you, but more importantly, flowers to the misses, dude.
Mhm.
Flowers to your misses, because in 2025, with all the crazy things we got going on in this world, finding a woman and even finding a man, like this is the thing, a man is tested when he has everything, a woman is tested when her man has nothing.
Mhm. Yeah.
You are
I
in that position. Her resume is there, dude. Like you
yeah.
got it in the bed. You are winning if you have that
Yeah.
alone.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah, having the right support is a huge thing. Like I said again, Lacey was like, "You hate your job. It's called Nutricross. All I did was freight. I was just a slave basically." And she was like, "If you hate your job so bad, quit your job. I believe in you. Take your fucking test, pass this shit while I take care of everything else." And honestly, growing up with law enforcement, Asian culture, military, a man is supposed to be the guy that supports the whole family. So
Yeah,
honestly, I have a lot of ego.
yeah, no
You guys can
doubt.
tell, ask me, I have a lot of pride. I grew up with the man is supposed to do everything. Without a job, you're a failure. You're not a good parent. And I come from that side of the family. And so Lacey was like, it's okay. I've never had a woman support me,
Yeah,
honestly. And honestly, something that helps in this industry, Samir talks about a lot, is drop your fucking ego. Sorry, guys, I cuss a lot. I drop your ego and honestly, take the help. It's okay to have help when the opportunity arises. Just don't take advantage of it. So I've grown up of if I do take help, don't take advantage and make sure you repay that back. So that's what I did as I dropped my ego. I quit my job on a limb, passed my test, forced myself to pass it, and then I jumped in. And then I texted Samir. I was like, I passed my test. And then from there, I was like, shit, what do I do? And I totally forgot that there's contract. And I was like, oh shit, so I can't sell yet. So then I was stuck again. I was like, okay, what do I do? He's like, dude, there's resources, there's boot camp, there's this and that. And then Lacey was still working, grinding. So it was my responsibility to kind of, learn as much as I could. So then I told Lacey, I was like, hey, you should just quit your job. And she's like, what? And she was making well over six figures. And I was like, no, just quit your fucking job. We'll be fine. Nah, we weren't fine. But it forced herself to kind of learn like, this is it. This is the only option. So when your back's against the wall, you work very different. A lot of people that jump in this industry have too much like, I don't know,
mhm,
they're too comfortable. And like
yeah,
Zach said on here, get comfortable without, being uncomfortable. And I'll be honest, I was so uncomfortable. I was stressing, but that stress does help. That pressure does help, but it's a good pressure, right? And so having that person to back you up, having a support, your significant other, or whatever, is super important, you know?
mhm,
And if we could do it by quitting a job, we had no savings. We have three kids. I didn't have full custody of my kid yet. I still had $800 in child support. We had two cars to pay for. Our overhead was 4 grand. Luckily, I had Samir's help, Harold's help, everybody. And like I said, thank God for Samir, Camilla, Lacey, everyone that got me up. But honestly, I just bet on myself and I gave it 150%. And each day I went, I gave myself hours. I was like, okay, I don't have a job. I don't clock in. Not going to take advantage of it, but I'm going to wake up at 7 and I'm not done until 5. So you have to give yourself a schedule. And that's what I did is gave myself a schedule still.
no doubt, no
Mhm.
doubt, dude. No, I appreciate you sharing that, man, because it's like this is the side of the business like most people don't even want to talk about, right? Like this is all like, we have all these amazing posts in the Discord, like, oh, this guy's
Mhm.
popped off. You gotta know the story in order for you to see the result of the individuals
Mhm.
that are really, you know, making a great deal of impact in this organization, man. And then just in the insurance space as a whole. I mean, anything to be honest. Like even
Mhm.
Amaker he said he moved across the damn country. And some people can't even wake up before 8 a.m. Um,
Yeah.
it's the absolute truth, man. And the beautiful thing about it is that like now, like this is a test, right? The way to figure out if you want to trust somebody is
Mhm.
like you go through hell with them first, right? The
Mhm.
best way to sort of figure out if you can trust someone. That's when
Yeah.
the caliber of their character is tested in that moment. Um,
Mhm.
and you obviously got the hardest part out of the way, which is having a strong spouse, man. That's kudos to you, man. God bless you for
Yeah.
that. Sort of shifting this though into like, the production side, leadership side, giving people a little bit more insight in that regard.
Mhm.
Obviously, biggest month, you said $52,000 in submit. Walk us a little bit through, when we talk about habits, we talk about schedule. Um, maybe, you're doing something a little bit different. Maybe you're doing something the same. Walk
Mm,
us through a little bit of like, how does that work, especially with having kids too? Like, what kind of conversations are you basically having now to be able
mhm,
to make sure equilibrium within the household is still being
mhm.
maintained, while also
Yeah.
being as successful as you guys are within this business?
So kind of like my schedule and flow, right? Of how to make how everything works. Is that what you're asking? How to make it
Yeah,
work?
basically, dude. And then like, how are
Um,
you able to, when that 50, walk us through that $52,000 month? Like,
yeah.
walk us through that. Like,
So
what was that month like for you in terms of
yeah.
routine?
So February 15th, I think 13th, 15th, I started. And honestly, at the time, I was like, shit, dude, like I'm kind of scared. I don't know shit about insurance still. I failed 6 times, so I still can't study and retain information. So I just kept trying to like go into those trainings and stuff. And once I started, um, my schedule with Lacey, especially, I was like, hey, I'm gonna start work at this time. And we work obviously together. She's in the room, I'm here. And I was like, just don't bother me, please. Like I gotta focus. And working at home, we get comfortable about just standing up when we want to stand up, go eat when we want to go eat, go to the bathroom, whatever. But I just try to like stay focused on it and just like sat down and really, really just gave it 100%. And I had Camilla helping me out. She literally just walked me through calls. Like that's what it was. And I'll be honest, it sucks. Like I was a good rep from where it was, and to come to somewhere where I'm just like a bottom low end rep was super hard. And I had a little bit of ego and pride, still thinking I knew what I was doing, but I don't. Like, I don't fucking know what I'm doing. Honestly, I just want to act like it.
Hmm.
Sometimes you have to fake it till you make it, so that helps a little bit. But
Yeah.
I had someone that had a lot of experience in the industry just kind of walk me through things, and honestly, it got overwhelming. So I'm like, dude, there's so many carriers. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, right? And so just being patient, being calm, trusting the process. Camilla was able to walk me through all my calls and stuff like that, and then Samir would, of course. Um, like have my little pep talks. And one week in March 1st, I had a really shitty week. I don't think I only did one sale March 1st. And I was like, damn, this sucks. And he put a lot of pressure on me. I work really well under pressure for some reason. And he's like, all right, bro, no more fucking around. You need to get this shit going. I have a lot of people, you know, looking at you being the new guy and things like that. Like, pony up, dude. And so I had to kind of sit back and be like, okay, what am I doing wrong? Where's my motivation? What's my why? Those things kind of help. But honestly, I was like, this is the only thing I'm going to do. If I'm not successful in this, then what else? So I kept having that mindset, and I just cut everything out. During the weekday, I cut out my social media, I cut out like just random shit, and I really just try to retain and learn as much as I could. And I just sat down and went for it. And having 3 kids is hard because they have football, they have soccer, they have all that shit. But being able to adhere to a schedule is what really made it. Is like 8 o'clock, I'm going to do this. 10 o'clock, I'm going to go to this training. 11 to 12, I'm going to do these calls. And I'm not going to stop until I get one or two applications in. And I just kept repeating that and being consistent with that. And once like I had that first bite, that's what helps me out is like saying, oh, like, damn, this is cool. I got that money. And then
Yeah.
just kind of kept going and rolling. And then Camilla would, I was like, hey, can you stay on the phones with me, please? And that's why we talk about going live is so important. I was technically going live the whole entire March, guys.
Uh-huh.
Camilla made me fucking just, nope, go ready. Okay,
Mhm.
nope, slow down. Nope, stop talking. Nope, say this. So
Mhm.
honestly, guys, going live helped me is what pushed March and I hit over that 50 grand. And then also I work really well when there's incentives and Samir and people doubting me. So Samir's like, you think you're gonna hit that? No, you're not gonna hit that, right? And so I had an attitude of like, no, screw that shit. I'm gonna do it. So I like to prove people wrong. So you guys gotta have a certain mentality coming into this industry of I don't give a shit. I'm gonna prove everybody wrong. That's what helps me out. So you guys gotta find what pushes you. It's not, oh, what motivates me to get in the morning? Okay, cool. But what really drives you? It's not like, oh, I want to buy this mansion. That's a far goal. So
Yeah.
I really set small, attainable, realistic goals. If
Mhm.
this guy's hitting 10K this week, what's he doing? I
Mhm.
asked for help. I went to go listen. I dropped my ego. That was the biggest thing. And
Mhm.
I just kept rinsing and repeating. That's all I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Rinse and repeat what works. And if it didn't work, I was super open minded and I just took the heat. So if somebody's like, dude, you're doing dog shit right now. Okay, cool. Can you explain why? Like, what's going on? And I need people that are real with me. I can't have a soft guy like, you're doing great. It's okay. No, fuck that. I need you. Am I actually doing good or not? Like, fucking tell me. Cause I want to be here and I'm down for it. And anybody can attest to that. Like, I'm not the best person here, guys. I'm not doing anything different than anybody else. This job is not hard. It's just, I just fucking showed up. That's honestly it. I showed up, I listened, and I did what someone else was doing that was successful. That is the biggest key in this industry,
No,
to get that. So,
no doubt. Especially coming from sales experience too, like you did. That's the biggest thing that we tend to see, right? Is that the ego is
mhm,
typically high, right? But like the hardest thing is like when you go into a completely different industry, like you learn all
mhm,
these in any industry that you go into in the sales world, ego is
no,
always there. Like the top producers, always the
mhm,
biggest headache.
no,
But then transitioning, jumping into a whole nother agent like industry, you have to kind of
mhm,
bring yourself down
mhm,
to the level of like of your like a new rep, right?
mhm.
Compared to
Yeah, it
like
was hard.
the industry you're in.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah, it was
definitely
really hard to do that. Like I said, I did really well at Vivint. I had a big ego, and honestly, like I needed someone to be real with me, and that's the biggest thing is I need people that are real. I don't need any softies, but that's how I work, right?
yeah, yeah,
I was like, dude, I'm actually sucking. Please tell me. Don't try to encourage me and be like, because like you're doing great. I'm like, no. And if you see and have someone like knows your best, like
yeah.
like I said, I got blessed with having Samir and Lacey and all these guys, and they're like, do you really think you're doing your best? I'm like, no, because I had a great start. Now I'm going through the dude. I had my first chargeback. Shit, it was 2 grand. Dude, I'm not getting any good leads. Nope, it's not the fucking leads, Bryan. Okay, I'm gonna shut up about that. Okay, dude, I'm not having success. Okay, that's fine. It's okay to have a bad day, but your mentality is, just keep showing up. You know what I mean? That was the biggest thing. So, but yeah, that's what helped me out.
Yeah, dude, you talked about also being like on Zoom too, right? The importance of
Mhm,
that. Like I think we talk about this is the common theme that we sort of run
mhm,
into in most of the calls. Especially if like I not have new agents. I see that we have a lot of new agents here.
mhm.
Um, being in the virtual space is unlike anything else, right? Like everyone wants
Yeah,
to work from home until it's time to work from home. And then
yeah,
it's like you're in an office where, other people can watch you and listen to you and, ask you,
mhm,
why aren't you in the office, things like that.
mhm.
You're at the will of your own mercy, right?
Yeah,
And nobody wants accountability until it's time to be accountable for
yeah,
themselves, right? And
mhm,
then the shift sort of changes where it's like, people are like begging for it, right? They're like begging,
mhm,
can you give me some motivation to get back in the business and things like that. So,
mhm,
you obviously have a team now. So shifting into like the leadership side of things, you're unmuted on Zoom, helping agents live. Why is
mhm.
that such a priority for you, and what effect do you think it has on your team specifically, or just on a team from like a leadership stance?
For me, I know how it feels to come in and feel like I didn't have help at first, and not bringing anybody down. Just there's a lot of moving parts, right? I didn't really have someone assigned to me at first, which is fine because we were all learning some things. But the reason why I think just being in a Zoom, I'll be honest, I hate Zoom. I hate virtual. I don't know. People love working from home. I kind of like it, but I also like that Wolf of Wall Street sales floor. Like, so Samir can close down on this shop that we're getting. I hope he does it. But like, the only way to like have me be successful is in a Zoom. I need like a group of people that just hype me up and that have that culture because culture is like a huge thing. Like, I perform a lot better when I work with other people. I'm super competitive, right? And I have some people holding me accountable in ways of like, oh, hey, you taking a call? Oh, hey, let me take a call. Let me do this. And going live, especially too, because I try to think of like Formula One racing. I kind of wrote this down yesterday because you asked me kind of like talk about what's been helping me and what's made it successful. But if people come in my room, I'm like, hey, have you watched, drop a two very quick. Has anyone not watched Formula One? Just drop a two. Formula One racing or NASCAR. I don't care. God damn it, you. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. So Formula One, if you guys ever watch it, think about it this way. Being in Zoom call, Ray, you got to unshare. So being in Formula One, when you're driving on a racetrack, you wear a mic, you have a team, someone that's telling you to turn left, right, slow down, speed up, someone's coming around you. Then you have a pit stop crew. So I try to imagine that Zoom room. I have my pit stop crew and whoever's helping me as my guy in my ear telling me where to go and walking me through the whole entire process. So I try to put that culture into everybody to know that, hey, you got help. Because if you were to go race Formula One on your own and you've never seen that track, which the track is the insurance sales industry, the script, right? If you look at the script and you've never read it or seen it or done it, once you start going, you're going to be slow, you're going to fail, and all these veterans are passing you. And so if you were to have someone in your ear telling you to do this and that, slow down, go faster, go slower, and all that, right? And then let's say you're like kind of fucking up for a second, your pit crew, which is everybody else in your Zoom, will come back and repair the tires. Hey, do this. That's like them giving you advice in the chat. And then
Mhm.
they'll say, okay, send off, go again.
Yeah.
Now you're catching up with the people that's been doing it. Now your morale is going to go up because, again, you have someone talking to you the whole entire time. So I try to think about that Formula One analogy, right? And the whole point is you can't do this business alone.
Yeah.
And so when I have all these new people come in, I'm like, hey, by the way, I'm your fucking F1 racing crew, right?
Yeah.
So whatever you need, I'm gonna fucking be that person for you. I'm the guy that's the director. I'm gonna tell you when to slow down. That means shut up. Like right now, I've had too much caffeine. I'm nervous. I'm talking fast, so I have nobody helping me right now, but that's fine. And then I have a pit crew that says, hey, do this carrier. Hey, do this one. Hey, just slow down for a second. It's okay. Your system's not down. Let me look up that resource for you. Let me show you where that binder is. So they're repairing you while your car is having an issue, while you're slowing down. And then we're going to pick you up and push you back out onto that track, which is onto that call. Right. And so that's kind of how I try to build my culture and
Mhm.
just having fun with it. The problem is a lot of leaderships. There's a little quote is like, people that seek leadership will fail, but the ones that already see someone as a leader will always succeed because that's who they're kind of like their energy is going towards that. They like that person and finding a crew that you work well together where you have fun with someone, you're more able to retain knowledge that way. Because if you work with someone that you're like, dude, I don't like this fucking guy, like you're really not going to retain that knowledge at all. And so
Mhm.
I try to make it a fun culture. I try to make it competitive. I don't try to like be strict. I don't micromanage. I hate that shit. Like I hate micromanaging. People quit their jobs to go into a work from home industry. So there's a hard part now. It's like, oh, I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm like, yeah, sure, but do you want to make money or do you want to truly work from home? Figure out what you want. So I'm really good at figuring out like, hey, where'd you come from? Get to know them. How do you like to be coached? And me and Camilla worked on this too. Me and Camilla had a different coaching. I don't know if she's in here, but we had a very different style of coaching and receiving knowledge. And I was like, hey, can you, would you like some advice of how I like to be coached? And she's like, yeah, I'm down. She took it and we were fucking way good together. And I've been able to accelerate that way because I'm like, this is how I'm coached. This is how I
Mhm.
do well. And I
Mhm.
need you to give me some autonomy and then I'll seek help because I am good at that. But some people aren't good like that.
Right.
So the best thing is like with Jace, all these guys in our rooms, I'm like, dude, how do you like to be coached? What do you want me to do? I'll check in. I'm like, hey, what's up? You good? Do you need help? Okay, cool. And sometimes the best way to learn is to fail. And if I don't allow that person to like fall on their face, they're not going to really give up
Yeah.
knowing like, damn, I really do suck. Damn, I really suck ass right now. I'm actually going to be open to get coached. So
Yeah.
sometimes people do have to like fail. You
Yeah.
have to let them fall. And you can't be that leader. It's like, oh, you should do this. You should do that. Cause dude, I didn't ask for your fucking help
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
Just let me fail. That's how I learn.
Yeah.
And if you guys try to go look for a coach or look for someone to get advice on, what I did to Samir, Camille, and Jakar, I was like, hey, can you pull me their numbers? Even Zach, I was like, can I see everyone's numbers? If this guy's not in red, I probably don't want to ask him for help. How long has he been in red? He might have had just a bad month. Cool, whatever. But if these top guys are being consistent, I'm like, can I go talk to them very quick? Can I just get their help? Cool. You have to try to see who you like to talk to. You have to try to see who you like, and you have to see who you work well with. Because when you come to a job and come into a Zoom, especially with who you like to work with, you're going to do so much better. Culture
Yeah.
is like one of the most important things. That I come from the tech industry,
Mhm.
and that was super important. It's like I actually like to show up to work.
Yeah.
Most of these people come in, I was like, do you even want to fucking be here today? If not, then just take a fucking break, go. You're gonna ruin it for everybody. That negativity spreads,
Yep.
right?
It's easy. Yeah.
And so if you're having a bad day or two calls, bro, get the fuck off. We have 8 hours in a day. It's fine. We have time to catch back up. And so I'm pretty straightforward with my guys. I don't try to, smoke screen shit. I'm really upfront. I try to give everyone a warning. Hey, this is my personality first. Are you okay with that? If you're not, this is how I coach. Tell me about yourself. How do you like to be coached? And then I try to adjust my coaching that way too, right? Because
Mhm.
everybody needs help in different ways.
No
So
doubt. No doubt.
hopefully that kind of helps out.
Yeah, no doubt. So do you have any managers, like sub managers on your team as of right now?
No,
Okay.
because here's the one thing is I don't know. Like for me,
Oh,
I don't consider myself a manager or anything. I just consider myself like, dude, I'm here to help you guys out and just fucking have fun and make some money, right? And if some people just don't like, I don't know, if someone needs a manager, I don't know. I just don't assign myself. If they want to come to me, they come to me, and I think everybody's kind of equal. That's my part. And I try to make everyone feel welcomed, and I don't want to be that big boss. I'm like, dude, everyone's here to help. So when
yeah.
I coach one person, I try to conclude like, hey, Jace, hey, Aaron, or who is this? Can you just give your opinion?
Collaboration.
Yeah,
Collaboration.
collaboration. So I collaborate with the whole team. So when people come in, dude, I'll be honest, they're super nervous of going live. They're super nervous that 10 people are watching. Like right now, I have like so many people watching me, and it's hard. They feel embarrassed. So I try to make it not embarrassing by saying, hey, it's all good. Let's all give a team coaching session.
Mhm.
So now you're not feeling like you're being attacked by just me,
Yeah.
right? It's like, oh no, you do this, do this, do that. And then I'll even ask, hey, did I do that okay? Did I read that okay? Did I tell her that okay, guys? Can you coach me on my coaching, please? Cool, right? And so I try to get everyone's input, and that's super important.
No doubt.
So,
No doubt,
yeah.
dude. That's the toughest thing, man. I feel like, and even I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I struggle with it too. And I know HD and I, we gotta go back and forth with this too, which is like, you kind of have to let people fail. And as a leader, sometimes it's like finding that sort of healthy balance between letting you have to be okay with letting the people who are counting on you fail.
Mhm.
That is tough. That's a tough thing to say because it's like your whole point, the whole role of you being there is to ensure
Mhm.
that they don't fail. But then like
Yeah.
you have to allow them to go in and figure it out themselves, which is like
Yeah.
tough, dude. And like in the process though, I mean you're absolutely right though, unfortunately. It's like
Yeah.
even with top producers too, like having a few top producers in your team, once they get to a certain point, it's a harsh reality that even I had to come around to. It's like
Mhm.
once they get the
Mhm.
fuck out of their way. Just get out of their way, let them figure it out
Yeah.
themselves. Like
Mhm.
if they, you know, figure it out,
Mhm.
then and they hit a wall, then they'll come back to you. Or, they'll
Mhm.
just unfortunately you have to be okay with the fact that they might just churn out. And then they have to
Yeah.
look themselves in the mirror and figure out that like, hey, I can't hold myself accountable. Right.
Mhm.
And you can sort of have that conversation with them, but it's tough, dude. Like in
Yeah.
position.
And I try to let him do like, I mean, Jace wrote something. He's like, Brian let me eat shit until I finally started asking for help. Because again, I was like, I came from Vivint. I know how he's gonna act. He came in, I was like, you want me to help you? It's like, no. I'm like, cool. All right, do it. Once he ate shit, dropped it. It helped. In order for me to help someone, is they have to want help.
Right.
I'm not gonna go out and tell you, hey, I don't know you, but your pitch kind of sucks. You should do this. I will never do that. If you want help, you can come to me, right? Because you're more open-minded to get help because you realize that you actually failed on your own. Because if I just start coaching them, helping them, and then they fail, they're gonna blame it on me or someone else. And I don't need that shit. The only
Right.
person to blame is yourself,
Right.
right? You didn't ask for help. You didn't have an open mind. So when I allow them to fail and they're like, damn, okay, can you help me with this? The coaching is so much better. It runs a lot smoother out there. And like I said, it's like an investment. Samir, Harold, when they spend all this money on leads, you're going to have people fail. So my investment to build someone is they're going to fail for a second. They're on my team. Cool. It's going to look like my team's failing. Yeah, but it's an investment so I could coach them a lot easier
Yeah.
for my fucking, sake. Right. And then I always like make sure everyone's good. I'm like, before I coach you today, like, where's your head at? Are you good? Because you don't know where everyone's going. Like, you don't know where everyone's head at.
Mhm.
Like, how's your day? Are you good mentally? Are you good personally? No, I'm not good. Okay, cool. We're not going to talk today. Let's talk later. Right.
Yeah.
Because I need you to also be able to retain that message in a good mentality.
Yeah.
Right. So, like I said, it just helps me a lot because I've been in the industry, I've been in inside sales, I've been a leader, I've also been in the front, I've done my time,
Mhm.
but I also, like I said, I'm just really open minded. I'm always down for feedback and help. Right. And so seeking help, it's okay to seek help, guys. Even as a veteran, like I'm a veteran in sales, but I'm not a veteran in this game. This is a totally different fucking game. So,
The best leaders are the best students, man.
mm.
So last thing is like, kind of picking your brain on leadership side one more time is like, what is one like non-negotiable standard, you believe that every leader within like this agency must adopt, if they want to build a real team and actually help people succeed? Like, what would you say in that regard?
Focus on your culture and likability before your numbers.
Mm, okay.
Because if I don't like you, I don't give a fuck about what you tell me. That's my mentality. It's like if they don't like you, they're not going to be coachable. If they don't like your culture, they're not going to want to actually give 100% when they come into work with you. But some people do need some type. I don't know. Like I don't work well that way in my experience. People follow leaders, and with great leaders will produce great numbers,
Mhm.
right? And having that leader also accept accountability if he's done something wrong or he's not a good leader. And a lot of leaders out there have it their way or the highway. I'm super open in things. I'm super like, hey, tell me like, what do you think? by doing it that way. Can you tell me your thoughts? I always ask like, hey, so do it this way. What do you think? Can you tell me? What do you think about that? So I'm collaborating with them. I'm working together with them, not telling them what to do. Because again, I'm not the best person out there. I'm not an expert at all. The only difference between me and a lot of these people, like Elijah Canojo, when he was first going, I was like, how the hell is this fucking kid getting these numbers? I was like, oh, he just shows up. Like, okay, fuck, I gotta show up then. Everyone went to him like, dude, what are you doing, bro? Like, then he's like, dude, I just take calls. I'm like, okay, okay. And at first I was like, dude, I'm an older guy, I have more experience. This guy's kicking my ass, right? And I finally just dropped my ego, dropped my pride, went to all these guys that are having success. I'm like, what are they doing as leaders? I'm like, okay, they have a routine. I know your crew works Saturdays. You're a great leader and you have like a set thing, right? But for me, it's like I have days where I don't want to work Saturday. I'm like, okay, dude, if you're not 100% in, then get out. It's fine because I'd rather have you at 100, 150% than 50 half. I don't do things half ass. That's the biggest thing, right? And so my takeaway is like, if I build a team that loves being at work, that loves being here, that loves doing what they do, I feel that numbers always will pan out, which it has. I mean, I've proven that I think a little bit in my room. You know what I mean? And all my guys that I've taught is converting at a very high rate right
Yeah.
now because I make it fun, I make it enjoyable, and they'll ask me like, "Hey, dude, I'm at this Fort Bills," and I could tell in their voice, I'm like, their attitude shit. I'm like, "Hey, why don't you go take a walk and just stop?" So these guys can have fun and still support, right? So when someone's winning, dude, win with them, celebrate their successes. Don't get so down on yourself and start complaining about the leads or these calls are dog shit. But
Mhm.
I'll say that sometimes, I'm like, man, these dogs are call shit, but let's fucking go. Let's take another one.
Yeah.
So I still turn every negative into a positive. I'm very good at that. And if I'm negative myself, I'm like, hey guys, I gotta go. Guys, you guys good? You guys good? Just text me. So if I'm having a bad day as a leader and coach, I will not coach anybody.
No, no.
I refuse to tell you what to do. If you need help, I'll help you, but I will not coach you because I have no right to do that.
Yeah.
Right. And then I'll ask Camilla or Jacory, I'm like, hey, can you just run it? Hey, Raza, can you run this? Hey, Jace, can you just get the people going?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I'm okay with passing on that torch for that
Mhm.
day. So as a leader, we have to accept accountability when we suck. We have to accept accountability when I'm having a shit day. But
Mhm.
also it's our responsibility if we are having a shit day, not to even talk about it. Like when I'm having a shit day, I'll either make a joke about it or I just won't even say shit at all. I'm like, hey, how are you guys doing? And if they're succeeding, I find that in me and
Yeah.
I love that they're succeeding. So I'll take a break. I didn't make any sales today. It's okay. And so I was thinking like, how would I want to be coached? How would I want my leader to act? And that's what reflects out. So just having a good team, guys, and just find your niche, find your group, guys. That's like the biggest important thing is if I didn't have my group, I would probably have fucking quit a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Kudos to you, man. A lot of humbling experiences, it sounds like, these past couple months, man. No doubt in my mind that you're gonna do something major. How many agents do you guys have right now?
It's got Lacey and Jace right now, and then
There
everybody's my agents, bro. We're all
you
the
go.
same. So
There you
that's
go.
how I try to do it. Like if dude, there's always like this hierarchy shit. There's this shit, but dude, if someone needs help, just jump in the fucking room. It's fine. I'm there to help out because at the end of the day, where I'm trying to like build this agency together with everybody. I know how it feels to be left alone. And
Yeah.
so I think a lot of people are scared to come and be like, hey, I'm stuck. I don't have anybody. And they're afraid to say that because they don't want to hurt someone's feelings or this and that. But I'm like, it's okay. Just come over, just hang out. It's fine. We'll work all together. But the biggest thing is if you come in my room or our room, just drop that ego, take your
Yeah.
negative ass away, go take a walk and come back later. I'm still going to be here
Yeah.
because I'm here on 8:30 till 7
Yeah.
Mountain Standard Time. So I'm here, and if I'm not here, then someone else will be here,
No doubt.
And so I just try to be available and like I said, show up, right? But find a good room, find your crew, find your boys, find your girls. I don't care who it is, but you cannot do this shit on your own. Even
Yeah.
as a leader, I can't do this shit on my
Not
own,
at all.
right?
Not at
So
all. You
hopefully
implode.
that helps out. And
Yep.
have fun, guys. Have fun. Do culture. Do spiffs, guys.
Yep.
Like I gave Jason, like one thing I do a lot as a leader is back from Bivens, like, hey, give me 30K, I'll give you 5 states. That's just my spiff, just to get them
Give
going.
you 30K. What happened?
Give me
30K.
30K in annual premium, I'll buy 5 of your states. Some
Wow.
people work off better that way
Fire. That's
because
fire.
it's a needed thing for business too. I also did lunch money shit. Every time he beats me in lunch, fuck, dude, I paid him out every day. I stopped that shit though. And then I had a good week and I beat him. I was like, damn it, he could have owed me.
No
But
lunch
yeah,
money for you. That's good. It's about the
so
other way
yeah,
around.
just make it fun, guys. Do little spiffs like in that room, like make games, make it fun. Because dude, they're leaving to go to lunch. They're doing work from home and doing whatever they want because they have no reason to stay and be in that room. They have no reason to work because if they're having a bad day, they also don't have a reason to still keep staying,
Yeah,
right? I try to have a reason for all my reps to stay. That's the biggest thing,
no doubt,
right?
dude.
So
No way you guys don't win. I think we're pretty much wrapped up for today. I'm going to open it up for questions, but Bryan, man, I appreciate you greatly. I think this was one our best calls, in terms of giving some of our leaders, some of our agents the most amount of insight in order for them to continue to build and grow and learn from each other and maintain that relationship amongst each other, man. So I appreciate you greatly. If everyone else could unmute and say, a huge thank you to Bryan, that would be great. And then we're going to open it up.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Brian.
Thank you,
Thank
Bryan.
you.
Thank you,
Yes.
Brian. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you,
Thank you. Thank you.
You feel better
thanks,
now?
guys.
Not
Thank
so
you,
bad?
Brian.
I'm done
Brian.
now. Yeah,
Thank
I'm
you,
feeling better
Brian.
now. For
Let me hold
sure.
some money.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, you got enough, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, guys.